Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Will Cities Skylines II Crash Today. I'm your host, MoneyCash1007, and we're in the city of Moneyville, and today we will be trying to develop our metro system without the game crashing. Well, develop, I mean like expand, improve, but first, we've got some power issues. It's mostly like we seem to have enough power. Let's get a power substation there. Underground cables. Should we go down to -20? There we go, that works. Does that reduce burden on the power grid? You know what it does? There we go, that's good. Does what we need it to do. Okay, so what we're going to do in today's episode is we've got the subway, as the game calls it. We don't actually have it like covering that much of the city. Got what, almost 500,000 people. It's quite difficult to see it in this view. We've got one line that goes, I mean essentially we've got kind of a triangle here and then 3 branches. I want to extend those but also get some new routes in. I mean, we've got buses, we've got trams, we've got trains, but I still feel like the metro is lacking a bit. So first of all, it comes down to the port here. I mean, we could just quite easily bring this line here, across the river. What about stop here? And then into here. This is quite a high density area. And then maybe loop back round to towards the train station. So that's going that way. So if we had a stop here, that was going to curl back round to the train station. So that's that side extended. On this end of the metro, we can easily bring it down further into the industrial area now. We've expanded that. Then we could bring it out to this area here, connect to our bus line that goes around here, a train line that goes through here, just provide extra connectivity to this area, and then seems logical to bring it to the airport. Now annoyingly we can't actually get it that close. This is the best we will be able to do. And then this end, I know the tram kind of goes straight down this road, so what I'm thinking of is basically bringing it down a block or two and ending it there. So that's just what we're going to do with the existing lines, I think. So we'll connect it underground. I'm not too bothered about it looking perfectly neat because we're not seeing it anywhere. It's underground. So we can just get this connected like that to that stop there, and then like that. So that's that bit connected, right. And now we need to get under here. It's kind of, yeah, it's not very neat, but yeah, whatever. For some reason, I'm trying to snap into the shipping lines. Hang on. It's just now not liking getting across the power lines. Here I've had to sink it down a bit because the power line's there, which we just literally just got in. So then this does that, and this end it kind of follows this road and then bends into there. So we've got lines to extend on all sides, and each side we've got 2 lines because of the triangle junction in the middle. So we're going to bring both lines down to the end, one on each platform, and then we're going to add in the stops. We're going to make all routes will do all stops. Having express metros is not a very common thing and not something that's really necessary in this city. We've got the trains there, a fast version of the metro we don't need. metro lines that skip a few stops, particularly given they'll probably just get stuck behind the other trains that stop at them anyway, given we don't have any bypass lines. So, that's that, and then we need to add them in where we took them from here as well. And that's that end of the lines. Down here, we need to bring that down to there, and that down to there. It's only one stop, this one. And then add them back in here. There we go, that's done. So then we go up this end, so it's 3 stops to extend to at this end, so we'll just bring it all the way through to the airport. Once again, at the terminus stations, we'll have 1 line on each platform, because it kind of, oops, that did not work, because that kind of makes sense to spread it out. Why put them both on the same platform? Okay, so that goes to there, and hopefully people will be able to walk from the airport terminal building to there. It's a shame that with those airports you can't get it closer and you can't get an integrated one, but it will still work. So here, right by the train line, right by the bus route that goes across here. So hopefully people will use that to interchange, because there ain't actually a lot right next to that station. It's kind of in the middle of our specialised industry area, but there are enough people that work around there that they could probably walk to their destination or jump on the bus, jump on the train. There we go. That's that. So we may or may not need more metro trains, but we will definitely need more trains in a bit. So, next thing I want to do, I think, is get a line that goes the length of this island, like this, and then that can cross over at this station. We'll have them use the same station, and then we can go up to here. And then we can have a, they are quite close there, but then we're going to send it, and then may as well bring it up to, like, it's annoying, the angle will be difficult here. I'd like to get it near the tram line. I suppose we could do like there, and then there, and then here, and then I suppose that we can have an intermediate stop because we've got buses and trams. I mean, I know these stops are quite close, but we'll manage, and then it can terminate here, maybe by the train station. So, and that's our next line. So we might need to just dodge around the train tunnel there and then connect in. That works. And then these stops are incredibly close, but you know what, it's a dense area. It's actually going to connect. Hang on. That connects to there. There we go. We need to, why is it that deep? Or is it? I don't know. But anyway. Let's just kind of swing it around there, and then it goes under the big river. Not doing any bridges mainly because I think it's just easier to keep it underground. Why should I do that turn? That was not what we needed to do. Kind of tries to get it to snap into the shipping line. Right, I can go to there. It does rise up a bit, but that's fine. And it's quite a tight turn and quite close to this stop here. And it kind of snakes down. Because we have got a bus line running the length of the island as well. This one just kind of goes a little bit different, connects to the other metro line. Yeah, so that goes up to there, yeah. Would be nice to have one that kind of goes across here, maybe. In fact, yeah, we could do something else there. So it goes up to here, then after this station, like pretty much straight after, like, leaving the station, do the curve here, to then go down this line here, right. So new line, it's going to be the one line. It does kind of intersect and use the same tracks as the other line in a couple of places, but it's still going to kind of be its own route. We're not going to have, like, merging services. It's its own service, this. And then let's just run it through here. This is where the stops are very close together. And then terminates here by this train station. There we go. And then round here. This route does go genuinely quite close to the edge of the map as well. Like, you could walk down that path, which is set up because people do actually walk in here along the highway. Like, it's not that far to this station here. Like, our metro network does almost go out the map. It can't actually go out the map. The game doesn't allow you to do that, I am fairly certain. But that'll do, right. So yeah, it does feel like we should have something running down through the... Do you know kind of what level to run it at? Like whether to run it like along this road roughly maybe? And then cross over this. And then run up this way and across this. Yeah, maybe we could do that. So it's going to... Okay, so there's a metro station there. We could just make it start around here. I mean, could make it start there as well. Just thinking about that. It does make sense to have a station there, then bends into that one. Then kind of curve off into a station there. And then bring it down here. It's then going to curve into that station there just because it may as well connect. And that line actually goes fairly far up, so we're going to... I mean, this is kind of the centre of this area, so we may as well get a station here. And then go up a bit to a station here then. And then here up to this one here. And then kind of ends up that way. Down here. And then that is kinda... Do you want it to go down that way? You know what, I'm not sure we do actually. I've just deleted the house. Is that going to rebuild? No. It's costing a lot of money this, but we have a lot of money. Do we want to bring it down to like... We've got probably plenty of workers around here. And then we can kind of bring it from here. Or like here maybe. We could do like a tight turn to bring it round here. And then stop here. And then do a stop here. And then we could bring it into one of these platforms to terminate, or we could just do one on the other side of the road here. Or even do one on the other side of the road, send it across that line and up here. Like, I don't see that being an issue, right? Or in fact, we could turn this into a loop. But not by making it run that way. So right, we're doing it right by the depot, but there are plenty of workers around, kind of people working around here. Because this is the thing, we've got to stop there. You've got server farms or whatever around here. Slight problem with where that one is, which is that it's on a massive hill, so getting above. Right, I think we have to delete the connection to the depot here now to get this one in, and then we'll connect it back up, because I think we'll just bring it into here. So, okay. So first of all, this should run into here as well as this here. There we go. And then that runs to the connection to that line, but also at the same time we can run through to this station here. Okay, we might need to bring it down quite deep to... Okay, to establish a connection with that is going to be difficult. Like, yeah, the difficulty is that's too deep to actually... I think that's kind of the game being a bit annoying here. That's too deep to be able to establish a connection with it. So we can do that, that'll work. So that connects the lines up to the depot. Yeah, no, I'm thinking whether having a separate station here, that's not necessary, is it? Particularly if we're not actually terminating there. We can put an industrial building back in there, that's fine. So, which way should we go? Let's go this way round. Okay, I thought the game might be about to crash here. Let's go back up to -20, which is just roughly where they all are, I think. So this one here, then you. That's not nice. And then that then bends off to that station there. Then from here, does a bit of turn and then back the other way. That works. It's not the prettiest, but we ain't looking at it anyway. Gonna stay underground because that's actually probably the easiest, and we have plenty of money to keep it underground. Right, so it's gonna bend like that way, and then that goes into there. That's good. This kind of connects a lot of places where there are quite a lot of workers. Alright, next question. Are we having issues here? Yeah. And these are train lines. We can make those go deeper. That's going to be easier, because obviously the station's right there. We ain't making the metro line any kind of do an elevation change. So this kind of bends back into here. So it is kind of like it's a bit indirect from there to there. But you know what? Because it connects up to this line here. If you want to go directly, there are buses around, there are trams, there's the other metro line. You know what? I think it's fine. It does a bit of that detour there. Let's just get the train lines connected up again. Yeah, no, we need to bring it down to -40. Okay. And back up again. But we were able to do that. There we go. Done. That works. Alright, so back to subways. It's metro, don't call it subway. I mean, fun fact, the words underground, metro and subway were all invented in London. So actually, really, I live at the birthplace of any of these names, and I can say that it's called metro, thank you very much. Or, well, we call it the underground in London, but it's fundamentally a metro system. Right, so then after the stop here, it connects up to that one there, then it branches off that and up to here. And then, oh yeah, train line there, right. That works. We just get over it and then down to station level, right. So from here, we then connect up to the main station, don't we? And then from here, it's not that far to this station here. and then complete the loop.
Are you tired of shopping at the dingy stores? Sure you are.
We need to go quite deep for that, and then we can...
The ultimate destination for the dessert.
I don't like how tight that curve is, but we're just going to have to deal with it.
It sure is.
Okay, so we are sharing this station here. Right, so given it's a loop, it's 2 lines. We're still in pause mode. So, station there. Station there. Once again, there are quite a lot of workers around there in the service buildings, although you don't often associate them with workers as much as, say, like an industrial area, which obviously has a lot of workers. Same with this area here. Quite a lot of workers will be working around here. They don't really have that good public transport to get here. So this station here connects the trams. Trams go more directly into this area, whereas this does the massive loop round here. Then connect up to the main core of our metro again, and then round onto this line here. Around centre of Barlow Ridge there, and then connect to this line again, before then swinging off it to go through here. And this is right into the centre of our city. Stop here, and then back to the train station here where it finishes. Right, new route starting here, and go back the other way. And of course stay on the correct side of the tracks, which for us is the left, because I chose left-hand traffic when I was setting up the game. Right, so there we go. Then bends around here, so we'll have 3 lines we've just created. We'll set the ticket price to nothing, because I want everyone to use public transport and not drive, and we have enough money to make public transport just totally free. So we're going to do it. I mean, that's what we've already done. Just make sure these are consistent with that. And then want to make sure they have an appropriate number of vehicles, and they're... I think somewhere off the workshop I've got some like tram metro trains which I don't actually want them to use. I want them to use the proper ones, so make sure they've got those. Yeah, that's about it. I've got to do once I've got through the last couple of stations here. And we might need a new metro depot because we have a lot of 3 new lines. We're going to need a lot more trains. Right, that's the one. So 4, ticket price free. Want subway train, please. Let's keep it to default. And then 5, make it free. Subway train. Then 6. Set it to subway train, make it free. I mean, how were the other, like 3, 1, 2, 3. And yeah, they've got quite a low number of vehicles, right. We are going to need another depot. Where can we put a depot? I mean, yeah, we ran out of places, although we could put one like here. Either highway, I guess. If we just get a road here that bends into there, and then we can, if we bring this to here, we can probably do a -5 there just to get it under there, and then somehow it's got to get under the river and connect up to all our lines. But for now, for merging all the tracks in, that's where it is. So that works. Let's just ignore how it looks, make sure they're all connected. Done. Right. Send it into a tunnel, make sure it's deep enough, and then I feel like if we put it into, connect it here, that can get to pretty much everything. I mean, all the lines are actually connected anyway. Right, so we need the extra tracks, expansion, for extra trains probably. So let's get it, there we go, right. So yeah, a lot of trains coming out of here now. Gosh, traffic jams all the way along here to use this junction here to get into the city. And then there are traffic lights here which are really holding stuff up. Maybe we could also get a symmetrical road here. There we go. Most common is they're just going straight on. Hang on. What I'm going to do is, let's get rid of the traffic lights there because it does that. And yeah, there are 2 lanes for straight on because a lot of them going straight on. So let more of them go straight on, I guess. There's still a traffic problem developed from our new ring roads. Right, we still seem to have garbage issues. Just get the industrial waste processing complex in. I think that's not it. Where is it? It's somewhere. It's not. That's another recycling centre. Or actually, no. I think I might have got it in. No, that's a recycling centre. It is somewhere. Was it this? Yeah. But even still, that doesn't do as much for the job. So we could get an incineration plant in. It's quite big. If we got one in right opposite this station, so as soon as you get off the train, you're reminded of how horrible this stuff is. Right. Let's get all the... no, is that just storage here? Whereas that's trucks and turbines, right. So we can produce power this way. Ooh. Game going a bit funky there. Right. Connected up there. We have... I mean, that's incineration plant as well. But the main problem we have is, as well... just go onto this view. We've not got much around here, but the wind is blowing out this way. So... what if, around here, given we're not doing anything else, let's just get... feeling nice to everyone, so let's get a recycling centre in. Yeah, these do. Processing, don't they? And then just do this, connect these 2 up. Just realised I've been doing all this with the asymmetrical, haven't I? Death to asymmetrical road. Right. Can we fit these alongside here? No, right, then let's just... this game does annoying stuff sometimes. Let's just move this. That was only slightly further. That might not be enough to make the difference for getting the things on here. So you know what? One on this side of this road. Let's turn off the snapter building. One on this side. There we go. In fact, we can probably even move this one so that it's opposite. There we go. Right, we've got a queue of metro trains getting out. Got all 15 in use. And the game's crashed. Yeah. How long does it take for the game to crash? Like, literally like 28 minutes or something. Okay, when's the last autosave? Okay, so I've got us back to pretty much where we were before the game crashed. These are slightly different positions, but it wasn't too bad. Right, do we need another metro depot? Quite possibly. Because how many have we got? We got one there, got one up here. Is this one? Oh, we haven't even got the extension on this. So, if we can get an extra 5 vehicles out of this. Have we got any others? So 6 at the moment. We're not going to have enough vehicles from those 2 alone. But yeah, no more are going out of that. So what have we got over here? Have we got space here somewhere? Yeah, probably. Have we got a road along here? So let's just get a road along here. And then so now that junction can't be centered unless I just did this, like up to there. Turn the snapping back on again. And also ran it up to here. No need for traffic lights on these junctions. Right. So we need to, and once again we can get away with bringing it up until here before we bring it underground. Let's just do that, and then nearest line is here. So we can connect it up that way, you know, we'll connect it up both ways. That'll do. Right, so let's just do something like this. Yeah, that doesn't connect the most aesthetically make the most aesthetically pleasing connections, but it'll do. There we go. And that's already sending out one. But hopefully, if we aren't sending out that many, it means we got enough. But I've got the mod where it's constantly adapting the number of trains we got out. Yes, that one's got 15 out of 15. That one's got 15 out of 15. This one should send out another few, but hopefully not all of them. But yeah, so they will be balanced a bit by kind of how busy the lines are. But like, is anyone using them so far? Yeah, we have got people using them. Yeah, no, then none of them are actually that busy, but hopefully they do get more relevant. Right, healthcare in this area is atrocious. Let's get a hospital somewhere here. Just get rid of these offices for it. You know what? We may as well just get the extensions on, make it fully maxed out hospital because we've got a few issues around here for medical treatment. So that should make things better. We've got garbage issues around here. They should be solved, and that's about it. So if I'm being totally honest here, I'm not sure how much longer this series is going to go on for, mainly because it is very difficult to make a YouTube series when the game crashes every episode. And we have already got like almost 500,000 people. Maybe we could try to get to 500,000, but quite frankly, it's going to be a bit of a challenge to get much further with this series. Traffic is becoming a bit of an issue, and there ain't much we can do about it, because in this game, if everyone wants to move in with their cars, and the number of people moving in is still 2,000 an hour. So, yeah. Just looking back at the metro station, yeah, I mean, there are 3 people waiting. That ain't that many, but yeah, 35 employees here, 90 here, 41 here. Like, there are a few. Like here, we've got 48, 48. Could walk over to here with 48, 30 here. None there, but yeah. It's like, we do have people working around here. What about round? Let's stop here. So we've got 152 employees here. 152 here. They can walk over into this area where we've got 5 employees here. There ain't that many, but yeah. Recycling centre here's got 120. Around here, yeah. Got plenty more of all of these buildings rented, yeah, and some of them upgrading maybe, I don't know. Quite frankly, I'm not sure. This game runs very slowly, and everything in this game happens very slowly, so I'm not sure. What we do know is, hopefully, how many trucks has that sent out? 12 out of 75, gosh, they do have a lot. These should have sent out a fair few, yeah. 50 between them, and hopefully there'll be, yeah, the number of complaints this area has gone down. Right, still waiting for an ambulance here. Should we get one of these things? Disease Control Centre quite big. Health Research Institute. Could get one of these. Feels like actually the sort of thing to get up here. There we go. So that reduces stuff, and then Disease Control Centre's a big hospital. You could just... This area is an incredibly high value to really anyone, to be honest. So we can delete an area. Let's just may as well do this one. Right. We could actually bring back the zoning here. What are we? Are we just... I think those are UK detached. There we go. So we've got supposed to be here, nothing. Get some more homes there to make up for the loss here. But yeah. That should now improve our healthcare. So healthcare needs improving, garbage needs improving, we're slowly getting to that. But yeah, thanks for watching. We should have a better metro system now. This is... See, oh yeah, we've got a load of garbage trucks trying to get out. This junction is quietened down, and then this one's suddenly a lot busier. Gosh, I never know how the traffic works in this game. But, you know what, it's fine. Somehow stuff happens. I've got our outside connection here as well, but I keep forgetting about, but yeah, there's not much to say about it. Anyway, yeah, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next episode. Hopefully, there probably will be at least one more episode, but I'm not sure how many more. So goodbye.